Now HL7 coverage, HL7, and that's what I was talking earlier, this one. If you see this diagram, with HL7, what is the helping now? What is happening now? See, now imagine there is no HL7. What will happen? Lab and pharmacy will come up with their own mechanism, custom format, custom mechanism to exchange data. Lab and finance, their own mechanism. Admission finance, own mechanism, right? And this will become, this is possible. And before HL7, this is what people were doing, systems were doing. They were still exchanging data, but that would be cumbersome. That would take too much time. So lab will come up with their own format. Pharmacy have to understand it. Admission, pharmacy have to understand it. Then how technically they want to exchange, lab will say, I want TCP/IP implementation. Whereas diagnostic imaging or radiology system or registration system might say, oh, I have implemented it through FTP. This guy might say, I have implemented it through REST API. Different mechanisms of implementation, technical and functionally, they might all have different formats to deal with. And that will take point-to-point interface implementation, and a lot of time will go in doing or creating hundreds of such interfaces. How HL7 is solving this problem? Lab will say, I will send you data in HL7 format. Every other system will send in HL7 format, and HL7 format is not defined by these systems or a particular EMR EHR vendor. It's a standard. It's like English. It's a standard. That means how lab can send lab results, there is a predefined message in version 2 ORU. How it looks like, that is also predefined. That means whomsoever will receive that ORU message, they already know what can come. So as a receiver, if you know what to expect, you can standardize these interfaces. Okay. What HL7 covers? Almost everything. So you take all the domains, and HL7 covers those domains like accounting, billing, patient administration. What are these domains? You think about the data related to these domains. For example, pharmacy. Can HL7 support exchange of data related to pharmacy like OPD? As a doctor, I'm using a OPD system, outpatient department system, some software, and I'm writing medication. In India also, you might have seen that doctors are writing the prescription, and then they give you a printout, and you go to the pharmacy store and buy medicine. Now remove that entire printout thing. As a doctor, I have saved the order. These are the medication. I want that medication to transmit to pharmacy. Yes, I can send a scanned copy. No, not a scanned copy. In a discrete format. Crossin 50 mg tablet twice a day from this date to this date. After food, all this codified, all this in a discrete manner. So does HL7 supports that type of exchange of data? Yes, they have standard messages or standard resources in FHIR to deal with that. Okay, same way for lab data, immunization data, scheduling appointment for almost all clinical domains. You have HL7 is covering that, and you have messages or resources or standard format to exchange that type of data. Okay. Okay, then we have exchange. I mean, this pictorial diagram is just showing us that how you can use, how you can exchange data using HL7. Like these are requests. Request means data getting generated by a variety of software system within hospital setting, right? Or clinic setting, like patient registration, blood test, X-ray, everything. Any type of data which is getting generated by one system, we want to send it to another system. That information you need to convert into HL7. Nothing will happen automatically. That's where we need to have that skill set. We need to develop the code that we pull the information. For example, blood test, pull that information, who is the patient demographic data, who has ordered, what has been ordered, right? Everything we pull, convert into a standard HL7 message, and then whatever the technical mechanism we have set up, we exchange it to another system. Okay,